Welcome everyone to the second jogging session. This is IM Sagar Shah, and as you already know, if you watched the first jogging session yesterday, that jogging is chess plus jogging. So it's the ultimate form of workout. You take a study with you, you think about it while you run, and in this way you get the best of both the worlds. So your chess improves because you are thinking about the position, and at the same time you're trying to improve your stamina. Believe me, while you're running, it's not easy to keep the clarity of variations which you have if you're sitting just in a room with a board in front of you. It's much easier to calculate variations in quiet, but on the go where there are a lot of people around you, you have to be focused. And that's why this is very interesting. The position that I chose today is composed by Matous, is right in front of you. It's white to play and win. And I think I did relatively well today. I don't know the answer yet. I'm going to see it with you, but first I will share with you what I thought. Today I ran for around 4 kilometers in 28 minutes. So it was quite good. I got the answer around, I think around the 3-minute mark. That's what I feel. But I might be completely wrong with the answer. So let's have a look at my analysis. If you see over here, white has these two strong pawns and we need to queen them. So beginning, I think you have to start with the most natural move, king into g8. And if this works or not. Usually the most natural move doesn't work, but it gives you ideas. For example, king g6, h7, bishop f6, and everything is controlled, and white cannot win this position. So immediately, king into g8 is eliminated. That leaves, according to me, only one other move in the position, and that is h7. This was the most logical move, and I immediately started calculating it. Now I have two threats. One is to make a queen here, and another is to take the knight. So once again, I felt that this check is the only move. I didn't even consider anything else at this point. I mean, what else can you do? There is nothing. Maybe something like knight h6, because if you make a queen, then bishop f6 is okay. But over here, I think after king h6, this is already winning for white. So, okay, sorry. So I played h7 over here in my mind, and yeah, bishop f6. And after king takes g8, we again transpose into this drawn variation, so I didn't go into it. And here I had a question, king f7 or king f8, but again, it's quite easily eliminated because king f7, knight h6, and the king cannot control now the g6 pawn, so after something like, say, king f8 or king e8, I just take the pawn, and this is just winning for black. I just need to remind the viewers that I just came back from my run, and I'm already putting in the analysis. That's why you can see all this sweat. I mean, I didn't even wait for to check the answer or anything. So we are going to do it after I show you what I thought. So I went ahead with king f8. I felt this is the best move in the position. Now I have two threats to take this and to play g7. So of course you cannot take this, it's a queen, and that's game over. So after king f8, what exactly can black do? Knight h6 was one option, but I think after g7 I couldn't find any way in which black could stop white from winning. And knight e7 was the second move, and I think much stronger. And now once again, I guess g7 is forced. The first move that I considered was bishop into g7, king into g7, and knight g6, trying to stop the queen. And after h5, I somehow didn't find any way in which black could stop uh, white from queening. Of course, this is a very common idea, but somehow the king has to come to f7 now, and which is impossible. So this didn't work, but taking the pawn. So the right move was knight g6, according to me, in my analysis. And here, I think I had some difficulties in trying to come to a conclusion whether king f7 or king g8. I think I finally decided for the move king f7 here. Let me try to recollect why king g8 was not something that I preferred. Well, it has to be something related to... I think I thought something about this, because now that I see it, knight e7 check doesn't really look great, king f7. And now g8 and h8 both are threatened. So I'm trying to figure out why over here I didn't play the move king g8. Yeah, right now there's no threat actually with king g8. So maybe the problem that I felt was e5. Then no, but if I play e5, then h5 is already coming in. Oh, yeah, maybe this doesn't work so well. There should be something over here for sure, because I didn't feel king g8 was the right move, but because mainly after king g8 you don't have a threat. So if you go king g8, there is no threat, you can't make a queen. h5 is a threat, sure. Okay, but I went for this idea with king f7, which looked more natural. I guess I should find a way in which king g8 is refuted, but okay, we will check that later. King f7, and here if nothing, I'm just threatening to make a queen. So I found this nice idea, knight h8 check, and once again I have to keep control of the g7 pawn, so the possible options are king f8 and king g8. The knight cannot be taken, and yeah, I think king f8, then you just give a check back. So I went king g8 now here, and yeah, once again this doesn't work because I just take the knight, and it's like if you go knight g6, h5. So he has to play king g6. This was what the move which I thought was very important. And now if I make a queen here, then bishop takes king f7, and it's a draw, I think, because h5, e5, h6, and stalemate. So that's a draw over there. But this is a nice move which we have, the intermediate h5, and with this I cannot take because it's a queen, and then there is no king going to f7 here. So h5 has to be met with king h6, and this is the idea which I was very happy when I found it around the 3 kilometer or 2 kilometers 800 meters mark, 2.8, because the point is, if you make a queen, I go bishop e5. This is I think the move which was the key to the entire problem, because after queen e5 it's a stalemate, right? Yeah, because I thought it's a stalemate, but there was always this e pawn, so this move is really nice. And that's when the idea of under promotion struck me, which was to make a bishop here. And after g takes h8 bishop, it's all over, because if the bishop moves somewhere out of this diagonal, let's say to bishop e7, then bishop g7, and you make a queen. And if king takes, the king cannot get to f7, and it's no longer any stalemate. So this was what I basically thought, and I felt this is the right answer. That was my analysis. So now let's have a look. I mean, I think I can be completely wrong with everything, but so I need to check what the author, that is John Nunn, has written in his book Endgame Challenge. I am using that book to find studies. So John Nunn writes, white has to find some tactical finesses to win this battle between his mass of passed pawns and black's minor pieces. And so let's go to the start position over here. And the right move according to him is h7. He says some variation with the move h5 is question mark because knight f6 is played, and after king f7, king g5, h7, knight takes, g takes, h7, bishop f6 leads to a draw. So these are some variations which I didn't even consider, but maybe it's good to see them. And also he gives the basic variation which we saw, king takes g8, king g6 is already winning for black. Okay, so h7, bishop f6, king f8. He gives an exclamation mark to this move, saying that white must keep open the possibility for promoting on g8 for the moment. King f7 is bad because of knight h6, and king g8, king into g6 are both wins for black. So now knight e7 is given, and h6 loses to g7, and all these moves like right now g7, knight g6 check. All these moves are forced, but now white has to consider how to evade the knight checks. And king f7 is the exclamation move. King g8 is a mistake. Yes, I'm very interested to know why. It fails to king g4. Okay, yes. So I was thinking king f7 here, but king f7 is bad because of bishop g7, king g7, and knight, king h5, and it's a draw. That's a nice variation, which I think is important to see. King f7 was the right move here, and after knight h8 check, important defensive resource for black. Black is preparing to set up a diabolical trap. That's what Nunn writes. And after king g8, he gives king g6 as the main line. Knight g6 is bad because of h5, and bishop g7 over here, bishop g7, king g7, knight g6, as we saw, loses to h5. Okay, so king g6 was played in the game, main line in the study, h5 check. White avoids the trap, and it seems like that black can resign now, but king h6, exclamation, again good defense, and g into h8 bishop. Yeah, this is the key move. If you make a queen, as we already saw, bishop e5, double exclamation move is completely is going to shock white over there. And yeah, Nunn also gives another interesting line, which is g takes h8 knight, which I didn't really think, because I saw that the bishop wins, because now e5, knight f7, king takes h5, knight d6, king g6 is a draw. So he had to make a bishop over here, and after this white easily wins the game. Yeah, there's nothing more to do. So I would say that I'm extremely happy with my progress. First day was okay, very bad in a way, because I couldn't even find black's defense in that, if you just have a look at that video. Second day I was right on the mark. I got it entirely. I ran for 4 kilometers. So I'm looking forward to day 3, and I hope that all of you are going to join me in this jogging session. Have a good day, and keep running, keep solving studies.